is brought to you by Fiesta, Houston's fun place to food shop, where you buy better foods for less.
You'll find something new and exciting with every trip to your neighborhood Fiesta, plus great specials such as these. This week, buy up to 6 2-liter bottles of regular diet caffeine-free or cherry Coke, Sprite or Minute Maid for only 79 cents each. And jumbo packs of farm fresh fire drumsticks are just 49 cents a pound. And from Fiesta's huge produce department, pick up some bunches of California fresh Thompson seedless grapes, only 49 cents a pound. Discover for yourself. Fiesta.
This week on our home cooking, we are going to the cabbage roll capital of Houston. That, of course, is West University, the home of Joanne Nadolny, who has consented to give us the secret. This comes from way back east, somewhere many years ago, another generation or two, right?
Right, back from New York City.
All right, this is a Polish cabbage roll.
Right, this is stuffed cabbage, and Polish would be golabki.
Okay. Now, tell us this thing about what you're doing before we do the filling, because this is interesting.
Okay, I fill the pot up with water, deep enough to cover the cabbage.
That's a whole head of cabbage, right?
Yeah, the whole cabbage, and I've really cored it really deeply, as you can see, and here's a sample of one over there.
I'm going to cut across here. I want to show this. You core it out, and why do you do that?
So that it'll cook evenly in the middle.
All right. And then you're also pulling leaves off, right, as you go?
I'm pulling leaves off as they cook. It's just simpler this way, and the better you core it, the easier it is to pull the leaves off.
Now, how long do you boil these?
Well, I just kind of look at them and cook them. I cook them, and once it starts boiling, I watch it the whole time. And once they start getting translucent,
yeah, then you
pull them out.
Because actually they're going to cook again, right, so to speak?
Yeah, they'll cook in the sauce.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So now this one's not done yet.
All right.
You can't see through it yet. There it goes.
All right.
There's different techniques to doing this. This is my family's way of doing it. Some people don't put the whole head of cabbage in, but we do.
So we're working on some of the leaves, and we'll come back to that, show how you actually do that, and they cool, I know. Let's go do the filling right now, okay?
Okay.
All right. So this is a traditional, easy filling, which consists of?
I've got 1 egg in here that I'm beating.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And it's easier to get it all mixed up together if you put it in the wet. So the only thing wet I have here is the egg.
All right.
Then I'm going to add some parboiled rice. This rice was...
It's not completely cooked, right?
Not completely cooked. I put 1/3 cup of rice and 1/2 cup of water, brought it to a boil, and then stopped it. And then the water starts to get sucked into the rice.
Okay.
You could drain it if you had too much left over. And this is the fat that I rendered from about 2 ounces of salt pork.
Yeah, I got that right here. This is what it looks like, right?
That's after you render it. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
So you're putting all that fat in, but it doesn't, you remove a lot of it too.
You start with this, and it renders down to that.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, and then this is about how much fat you get left. That's not too much.
All right.
And this is a cup of onion chopped that I've sauteed in here until it's translucent.
Okay.
And I put this in.
All right. I'm back here working on your leaves.
Okay. Try to get it from the stem in so they don't fall apart.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm mixing up the onions and the egg and the rice. I put in 1 pound of lean ground beef. And really the only way to mix this kind of stuff together is with your hands.
We won't tell anybody.
You always wash real well before you do this, like I tell my kids. And get it all mixed together. Now we're going to go to the cabbage leaf, which is cool enough now to handle.
What's the secret here now?
The secret is that you have this hard core stem that if you don't cut that off, it's going to not be able to bend.
Okay.
So you want to shave it off.
Ah.
You don't want to cut it off, because if you cut it off, your meat's going to fall out.
Okay,
So you just shave it on down so it's bendable.
Okay. Let's go ahead and shall we?
You want to show this one now?
Yeah, do a couple.
Okay, do another one.
Yeah, we'll roll 2 up real quick.
This is a...
I think that's the one I pulled out.
That one's been in the water too long. Now we're just shaved.
So you want this sort of, they want it done, but not, overly.
Oh, no, if you cook them too long, they're going to be real watery.
All right.
So then we take a tablespoon here of our meat mixture. We put it down on the core end.
Okay. This is years and years and years of tradition now about to unfold.
Years of training. Now we
People reflect on all the weddings they've ever been to where these were served.
We want to roll these up real tightly.
I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see what we're doing.
And now when we get to the end, sometimes on the big leaves you'll have extra. So you cut a little bit off, and then you're going to take and poke your finger in, just like when you're turning a corner on fabric, and you just poke that in.
Okay.
And then you have one all set to go.
Go ahead. I'm going to do quick another one. All right. And now, tell us about the your method of cooking while you're folding that up.
Okay, we're going to put this into a casserole or a kettle, put a little bit of tomato sauce on the bottom, then we're going to line up the stuffed cabbage with the big ones on the bottom, and then overall we're going to pour the rest of the tomato sauce. And all we use are these 2 cans of just plain tomato sauce.
So this is a simple dish. It's a staple.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go ahead and put it in a...
Okay.
You take a scoop.
Now we put about half a can on the bottom, so we cover the can.
Okay.
Let's cover the bottom of the kettle.
Now, can you layer these?
Yeah, we layer right on top.
And one layer, then more tomato sauce, and just keep stacking?
Well, you don't even need to put tomato sauce in between. Just pile them all in there and pour it over all.
And then put the lid on, and how long do you cook it?
I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then I'm going to simmer it for an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then the way that tastes best is if you refrigerate them, and the next day you bring them back on, cook them again.
They call it reheats in my house.
Well, this dish is really kind of complicated, but if you do it the night before, it's going to taste better the next day anyway.
Well, listen, I know, Joanne, these are so good. Your entire family and friends, I know you've been practicing this a little bit, have enjoyed this dish for a week now, and they can't wait to try it again. Let's go meet them right now. The final test, the Nadolny official. You'll notice that years of instruction went to this.
Yes. Well, it comes out looking so nice.
Oh yes, the center cut. I'm going to turn and show that. I set this down. I'm just going to try this one. That should be the wedding.
Oh yeah.
You know how many I've eaten in my lifetime at weddings? Thousands of these. And they're called what?
Golabki.
Golabki. Polish cabbage rolls. Introduce everybody. These are the laboratory children that were asked to test these for a week. You'll notice they're all in good shape.
Yeah.
They're all taller. They've gotten taller in one day.
A strict diet of stuffed cabbage rolls. This is my son Andrew and my little cat Beansy. This is Terry Smith, Elizabeth Nichols, Will Harrison, Donna Broussard, Meg Nichols, my husband Ken Nadolny, Jamie Nichols, J.B. McAllister, Don Nelson. And this is
been living here for weeks now. Go ahead. And
my son Kevin.
And a $25 gift check from Fiesta is yours.
Oh, thank you.
And of course the official Polish Houston, Good Morning Houston Polish apron.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now anyway, these are, I have so many friends that are Polish and Ukrainian that have had these at various ceremonies. It's a nice traditional staple.
Yes.
And you have all sorts of accessories. You have the potato rolls, cucumber salad.
Right.
And the famous cat jello mold, which is very Polish, very traditional. And the cat cake, I might add, is something you see at all Polish festivities.
The traditional Polish cat.
You love cats. I know we saw those things. Thanks for joining us. If you have a nice dish you want to share with us, and even if you have to call long distance to your mother-in-law for the recipe, please send it to Home Cooking in care of Channel 13, Box 13, Houston, Texas, 77001. Joanne, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Don.
We'll be right back.